everything worthless. Right. Emily.
Hey guys, today we are diving headfirst into the adrenaline-pumping, explosion-heavy spectacle that is Havoc 2025. Prepare yourselves for a ride through a dystopian future where corporations are kings and explosions are, well, they're just good fun, aren't they? This isn't your grandma's quiet Sunday afternoon flick. It's a full-throttle assault on the senses. We're talking about a world so grim you'll be glad you're watching it from the comfort of your own, possibly less dystopian home. If you had a good time with this, a like and a subscribe is a free way to help me keep making more.
We need to get him to hospital.
Pretty sure that's one of the good guys.
End of discussion.
The star of the dawn lay the word till he.
Where the fuck is all this traffic coming from? Can we? I got people smarter than you over there and get scared to death. I can shit the fuck out of my son. Please!
I try you. Now, just like you.
I'm not here to arrest you, all right? I'm not trying to...
You know what? I'm not telling you shit.
Now that's whatever scheme you got going on. You want to get away.
You think I'm with Charlie for the...
That's who?
That's the guy that killed Troy.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm...
Where you walk, you do not move.
How the fuck? I know you play.
Walker, she's a suspect.
That's nice. Now, and let us take the girl in.
Right, that's far enough.
I'm a cop! Look at my badge, you dumb motherfucker! Get the fuck in!
You near any cops right now?
I said freeze! Let him...
Did you understand me? Yeah, all right, good. Now, you don't know the You were winning. We're winning. And did he kill Troy Fong? But then I come riding in the unicorn all the way. Do better. Give me something better. Charlie? Dude.
No, please, no, it's a lie! It's a lie! Don't let the car!
Hold it still. No! You hear me? You shoot her! You shoot through me! You.
No!
Turn 啊！
你收爹啦！點知你養咗個俾死僆仔？唔係，實㗎。
difference does it make to you? Get the fucking back pedal. Not after what.
Don't make me. Only you.
He'd be safer if you turned. Is he gonna be? What now?
Cop belly.
We'll take the present to her.
I don't want to ruin her Christmas.
We kick things off in the grimy underbelly of Neo-Kyoto, year 2025, where our protagonist, Kale, an ex-Special Forces ghost with more baggage than a supercarrier, is living his best quiet life. Which, for Kale, means meticulously salvaging tech from mountains of scrap metal and is surprisingly cozy for a junkyard hideout. You can almost smell the burnt circuits and despair. He's got that 1,000-yard stare, a testament to past traumas we'll undoubtedly get to later, but for now, he's just trying to fix a drone, probably for spare parts or maybe to teach it how to fetch. Unexploded grenades, the clink of metal, the hiss of a plasma torch. These are the sounds of Kale's peace and quiet before the literal havoc descends. He's a man of few words, but his scowl speaks volumes, mostly, "Don't mess with me unless you want to lose a limb or two." But tranquility, much like a reliable Wi-Fi signal in this future, is fleeting. Kale's salvaged monitor, affectionately nicknamed Sparky, because it tends to, well, spark suddenly glitches. Not your usual, have you tried turning it off and on again? But glitch, but a full-blown data burst. Encrypted files, whispers of a project called Chimera, an Omnicorp's logo flashing ominously. The screen practically screams corporate villainy afoot. The buzzing of the faulty monitor fills the air as Kale's calm facade cracks. He's got that look like he just found out his favorite vintage synth was actually a glorified paperweight. This isn't just a technical hiccup, it's the digital equivalent of a giant neon danger sign. The metallic thrum of the junkyard suddenly feels less like home and more like a trap closing in. Needing answers, Kale heads to a neon-drenched, smoke-choked underground bar that smells faintly of regret and cheap synth ale. Here he meets Jax, an informant who looks like he's permanently auditioning for most likely to spill the beans under pressure. The clatter of glasses and the low thrum of synth music try to drown out their hushed conversation, but Jax's panicked whispers cut through. He spills the beans on Project Chimera. Omnicorp isn't just building killer robots. They're building an autonomous drone army designed to cleanse the city of non-essential personnel. Basically, if you don't contribute to Omnicorp's bottom line, you're toast. Kale's grip on his drink tightens, a soft crack of ice against glass as the weight of this information settles. It's the kind of news that makes you want to delete your social media history and move to an off-grid cabin. If such a thing still existed. Of course, Omnicorp's surveillance is better than my ex's detective skills. Kale barely steps out of the bar before sleek, black Omnicorp patrol vehicles, glowing with ominous red lights, are on him. Their tires screech against the wet asphalt as Kale darts into a bustling alleyway, the sudden thud of his boots on metal grates echoing through the narrow space. The air fills with the whine of hover engines and the frantic shouts of street vendors whose stalls are getting intimately acquainted with Kale's escape route. He slides under a market stall, the metallic clang of pots and pans raining down, narrowly avoiding a burst of plasma fire that vaporizes a hapless stack of synth fruit. This isn't just a chase. It's a frantic dance with death, set to a soundtrack of shattering glass and the relentless pulse of laser fire. Kale's movements are fluid, almost graceful, but the heavy thud of his landings reminds us this is a desperate fight for survival. The ground is too hot, so Kale goes vertical, scaling a grimy building wall with practiced ease, using exposed pipes and broken signs as handholds. The metallic scrape of his boots against concrete is the only sound as he ascends, followed by the distant whirring of patrol drones. Reaching the rooftop, he's faced with a chasm, a gaping maw between two colossal structures, city lights twinkling far below. With a grunt, he takes a running leap, the wind whistling past his ears, gravity reminding him it's a harsh mistress. He slams onto the opposite roof, the heavy thud of his landing reverberating through the structure, a cloud of dust puffing up around him. He's battered, bruised, but alive. Just another Tuesday for our hero, I suppose. If Tuesdays involved this much spontaneous architecture exploration, out of options and still hunted, Cale seeks out an old friend, or rather, an old comrade in arms. Lena, his former squad leader, now a fierce and weary leader of a resistance cell operating from a surprisingly well-stocked underground bunker, greets him with a look that's half relief. Half, what fresh hell have you brought now, Cale? The air in the bunker is thick with the hum of electronics and the muted chatter of resistance fighters, a stark contrast to the sterile perfection of Omnicorp. Lena's voice is gravelly as she tells him how bad things really are, the crackle of a comms unit in the background punctuating her grim warnings. They share a knowing glance, a silent acknowledgement of the weight they both carry. It's clear that the old squad chemistry is still there, even if it's now fueled by righteous anger and the scent of gunpowder. Lena wastes no time. A holographic map of Omnicorp Tower, looking less like an office building and more like a high-tech fortress, materializes in the center of the room. Its intricate security systems glow like angry red veins. The plan is simple, yet ludicrously complex. Infiltrate the tower, shut down Project Chimera, and expose Omnicorp's villainy to the world. A tall order, even for a seasoned team. The low hum of the projector and the murmur of the team's strategizing fill the space. Cale, leaning forward, nods, occasionally offering a sharp, tactical observation, his fingers tapping against his leg, a habit from his military days. It's almost quaint, this little band of rebels, ready to take on a global superpower. Reminds me of that time I tried to assemble IKEA furniture with just a butter knife and sheer optimism. Didn't end well for the furniture. Just as they finalize their daring plan, the floor rumbles. Omnicorp's relentless pursuit finds them. The bunker's heavy blast doors groan under the impact of incoming fire, followed by the terrifying whine of a drone swarm. Explosions tear through the outer defenses, showering the team with debris and the acrid smell of burnt wiring. The air fills with the frantic chirps of comms units and the piercing screech of laser fire. Cale and Lena, moving with fluid, deadly precision, rally the resistance fighters. The crackle of energy weapons and the heavy thud of bodies hitting reinforced walls become the rhythm of their desperate defense. It's a chaotic ballet of destruction, a symphony of shrapnel and shouts. They're outnumbered, outgunned, but they fight with the ferocity of cornered animals. The metallic clang of a drone hitting a shield, the sharp snap of a weapon reload, every sound is amplified in the confined space, a constant reminder of their precarious situation. With the bunker collapsing around them, Cale and Lena lead the surviving resistance fighters into the labyrinthine maintenance tunnels and sewers. The air is thick with the scent of stagnant water and desperation. The splashing sound of boots in the murky depths is punctuated by the persistent, chilling whine of drones still hunting them, their optical sensors glowing like malevolent eyes in the darkness. It's a claustrophobic nightmare, the confined space making every close call feel even more suffocating. They navigate rusted pipes and crumbling concrete, the metallic groans of the aging infrastructure mirroring their own fatigue. At one point, Cale has to pry open a jammed grate, the heavy scrape of metal against concrete echoing, barely holding back a burst of drone fire that scorches the wall just behind them. It's not glamorous, but it's effective. For now. This escape proves they're not just fighters, they're also excellent urban spelunkers, which I guess is a transferable skill. Deep within the city's forgotten underbelly, they find a temporary, surprisingly dry alcove. The air is still, a momentary reprieve from the chaos above. Cale, ever the pragmatist, takes a moment to bandage Lena's arm, the gentle rustle of gauze and the soft sigh she lets out breaking the silence. It's a quiet, intimate moment amidst the roaring storm, a glimpse into the bond they share. They share a look, a silent agreement that despite the losses, despite the overwhelming odds, they won't give up. The low hum of distant city sounds is a constant reminder of the fight waiting for them. It's a brief reset, a chance to breathe before diving back into the madness. A calm before the storm moment if the storm was a Category 5 hurricane made of laser beams and corporate malfeasance. Rested somewhat, the remaining team regroups. It's time to gear up. Specialized infiltration suits, capable of dampening heat signatures and partially cloaking them, are donned with the metallic rustle of synthetic fibers. Silenced energy weapons click into place, their sleek designs promising silent takedowns. Hacking devices, humming with suppressed power, are checked. The air crackles with anticipation and the metallic tang of adrenaline. Each weapon is meticulously inspected, the soft click of a magazine locking into place, the whisper of a blade being tested. Kyle and Lena, standing shoulder to shoulder, embody grim determination. This is it. No more hiding. Time to bring the fight directly to Omnicorp's doorstep, or rather, their massively fortified, skyscraper-sized doorstep. Under the cloak of a torrential downpour, Kale and his smaller elite team begin their perilous ascent of Omnicorp Tower. Magnetic climbing gear grips the slick, obsidian-like facade with a satisfying thrum. The rain lashes down, obscuring visibility and making every handhold treacherous, but also providing perfect cover. The wind howls, a banshee's cry echoing off the towering structure. Kale's gloved fingers flex, his muscles straining with each upward movement, the only sound the rhythmic squelch of his boots against the wet metal and the occasional metallic scrape of gear. Far below, the city lights blur into a shimmering abstract painting. One slip, one wrong move, and it's a very long, very messy goodbye. This is less like climbing and more like actively defying both gravity and common sense, which, honestly, is peak action movie hero stuff. Reaching a high-level service window, the team deploys a small-shaped explosive charge. There's a muffled thump, or a deep vibration, then an explosion, and then a clean, circular hole appears in the reinforced glass, revealing the sterile interior. No alarms, no fanfare, just surgical precision. They slip through the breach, their cloaking devices shimmering, moving like shadows through the deserted corridor. The air inside is cool, recycled, a stark contrast to the storm outside. The only sounds are the soft rustle of their gear and the faint, rhythmic hum of the building's internal systems. Every step is measured, every breath held. It's the kind of quiet that prefaces pure, unadulterated chaos, like that moment before your phone rings with a spam call, but you pick it up anyway. Inside, the team moves like phantoms. Security patrols, blissfully unaware, walk right into meticulously planned ambushes. A guard turns a corner only to meet Kale's fist with a soft thwack, sending him silently to the polished floor. Another guard, distracted by a simulated comms malfunction, is swiftly taken down by Lena's precise dart gun, the faint hiss of the tranquilizer, the only sound. The team works in seamless synchronization, a deadly ballet of stealth and efficiency. The metallic click of a weapon being secured, the soft swish of a cloak, the muffled thud of a body being discreetly moved. These are the subtle orchestrations of their infiltration. No explosions yet, but the tension is building like a perfectly brewed espresso. That's about to be flung in someone's face. Ostias. Reaching a server room, the team's hacker, Anya, a whirlwind of furious keystrokes and muttered curses, attempts to breach Omnicorp's formidable mainframe. The air hums with the effort of her processors, the rhythmic clack-clack-clack of her fingers on the holographic keyboard a testament to her urgency. Security protocols flash across her screen in a dizzying cascade of red and green. It's a digital duel, a furious battle of wits against an AI designed to repel. Just when it seems impenetrable, with a triumphant gasp, she's in. And what she finds is horrifying. Project Chimera isn't just a drone army. It's designed for global deployment, targeting entire populations, not just non-essentials in Neo-Kyoto. The scope of Omnicorp's evil just went from local tyrant to would-be world-ender, which is just a slight escalation, really. Of course, Omnicorp's CEO, the impeccably dressed and perpetually smirking Valerius, was waiting for them. He appears on a colossal holographic screen, his voice dripping with condescending menace, echoing through the server room. "Did you really think you could sneak past me?" He drawls, like he's bored of swatting flies. Suddenly, the heavy door slides open with a dramatic hiss, revealing his elite personal guard. These aren't your average mall cops. These are cybernetically enhanced super soldiers, all gleaming armor and menacing plasma rifles. The heavy thud of their boots on the metallic floor announces their arrival, their weapons whirring to life, ready to unleash digital hell. The air crackles with tension, the calm before the ultimate storm. It's like when the boss walks into a meeting you're not prepared for, except the boss has an army of Terminators, and just like that, the quiet infiltration turns into a full-blown metallic opera of destruction. Plasma bolts rip through the air with a searing whoosh, impacting server racks that explode in a shower of sparks and critical data. Kale and Lena return fire with disciplined bursts, the sharp crack of their energy weapons cutting through the cacophony. The room fills with the acrid smell of ozone and superheated metal. The heavy thud of elite guards hitting the floor is quickly replaced by more charging in. Lena, with a fierce battle cry, slides across the floor, unleashing a concentrated stream of fire that melts through an enemy's shield with a dramatic hiss. Kale uses the environment, kicking over server banks with a resounding clang to create cover, constantly moving, constantly attacking. This isn't just shooting, it's a frantic, desperate dance with death, where every move could be your last. My ears are ringing just narrating it. Just as victory seems within grasp, Valerius predictably pulls a classic villain move. He disappears through a hidden panel with a quiet hiss, leaving his elite guards to deal with the messy aftermath. The absolute nerve! Kale lets out a frustrated growl, a guttural sound of pure rage as he watches his nemesis vanish. He quickly dispatches the remaining elite guards with swift, brutal efficiency, the dull thud of his fists, and the sharp crack of bone echoing through the ravaged server room. Then, with a desperate urgency, he begins a furious pursuit, the heavy thud, thud, thud of his boots hammering down the corridor. He's not just chasing Valerius, he's chasing the last chance to prevent global catastrophe. It's like when you're about to win a video game and the final boss pulls a cheap teleport trick. Infinitely annoying, but it just makes you want to smash them even harder. Kyle's pursuit leads him down endless corridors, each one a fresh gauntlet of resistance. Combat drones, their optics glowing with malevolent intent, descend upon him with a high-pitched whine, their plasma fire sizzling against the walls. Elite guards, their heavy thud as they charge, try to pin him down. Kale moves like a human tornado, a blur of motion and violence. He deflects a plasma bolt with a well-aimed punch that sends a drone spiraling with a metallic clang, then ducks under a guard's swing, delivering a crushing blow that leaves him slumped against the pristine wall. The air is thick with the smell of burnt electronics and the acrid tang of sweat. Every corridor is a desperate dance of dodges, strikes, and near misses, the constant staccato rat-tat-tat of automatic fire, a relentless soundtrack to his fury. It's the kind of battle where you wonder how he even has enough energy to think, let alone fight that effectively. Meanwhile, Lena and the remaining Resistance members aren't twiddling their thumbs. Knowing Kale needs clear passage, Lena activates a series of charges in an adjacent R&D lab, triggering a colossal explosion that booms through the tower. The metallic groan of twisting girders and the shower of sparks are followed by the piercing shriek of alarms and the frantic shouting of security personnel redirecting to the new threat. The concussive blast even rattles the floor beneath Kale's feet, a clear signal that Lena's plan is working. It's a fiery diversion, a magnificent display of destructive genius, and the kind of tactical move that makes you glad she's on your side. The smell of burning plastic and shattered glass permeates the air. A beautiful symphony of chaos designed to give our hero a fighting chance. Who knew corporate labs were so combustible? Kale, grunting with exertion, finally bursts into Valerius's penthouse, a ridiculously opulent space that screams villain with too much money. Exotic. Illegal tech glimmers on display alongside priceless, abstract art that probably costs more than a small country's GDP. The air here is clean, almost too clean, a stark contrast to the dust and grime Kale carries. Valerius, cool as a cucumber, stands by a panoramic window overlooking the city, a smug grin plastered on his face. "Took you long enough," he sneers, his voice resonating with an echo of power and disdain. Kale's jaw clenches, the dull throb of his bruised knuckles a counterpoint to the quiet hum of Valerius's advanced personal defense field. This is it, the final showdown. The clash of ideologies, all wrapped up in a package of high-stakes martial arts and probably a few more explosions. My money's on the guy who just climbed the entire building. Then the gloves come off, or rather, the cybernetic gauntlets come on. Valerius, it turns out, isn't just a corporate shark. He's also packing some serious, hidden tech, giving him enhanced strength and speed. The first crack of Kale's fist against Valerius's reinforced arm guard reverberates through the room, a sharp, metallic clang. Valerius retaliates with a surprisingly powerful kick, sending Kale skidding across the polished floor with a loud scrape. This isn't just a brawl, it's a meticulously choreographed dance of pain and fury. The grunts of effort, the sharp whistle of near-missed blows, the heavy thud of bodies hitting expensive furniture, every sound emphasizes the sheer brutality. Cale adapts, using his raw skill and street-level instincts against Valerius's cold, calculating enhancements. It's like watching a really intense chess game, but with more broken bones and less actual chess. The stakes? Just the entire planet. No pressure. Just as Cale finally manages to pin Valerius against the panoramic window, his breath coming in ragged gasps, a massive holographic screen in the penthouse flickers to life. And it's not showing cat videos. It's a global map in tiny red. Dots, representing the Chimera drones, are blinking into existence, spreading across continents like a digital plague. A chill goes down my spine just thinking about it. Valerius, despite being battered, lets out a maniacal laugh. Too late, you fool. Chimera is active. The low hum of the drone deployment fills the air, a truly terrifying sound. Cale's eyes widen, realizing the horrifying truth. He won the battle, but might be losing the war. The metallic clang of his fists against Valerius's armor suddenly feels insufficient. This is the moment where, oh no, really means, oh, the entire world is about to be a barren wasteland. No pressure, Cale. With a frustrated roar, Cale leaves. The cackling Valerius behind and sprints towards the central AI core control panel, located in a fortified chamber within the penthouse. He's got to shut down Chimera, or everyone's toast. Automated defenses, now fully active, spring to life. Laser grids shimmer into existence with a sharp hiss, trying to slice him to ribbons. Security turrets, their barrels whirring with menace, swivel to track him, unleashing bursts of plasma fire that zap he against the walls. Cale moves with a desperate urgency, the heavy thud of his boots on the luxurious carpeting a stark contrast to the sounds of imminent destruction. He slides under a laser grid, the heat searing his hair, then rolls, firing blindly to disable a turret with a satisfying crackle. It's a desperate dash, every second counting, a race against the very apocalypse. The metallic groan of the building itself seems to be mocking his efforts. Down below, Lena and the remaining resistance fighters are engaged in their own desperate struggle. Lena, taking heavy fire, manages to reach a secondary control room. With a grunt of pain, a bullet having found its mark, she slams her hand onto a console, initiating a system-wide override sequence. Alarms blare, a piercing wee-oh, as drone deployment slows just for a moment. It's a heroic sacrifice, a final act of defiance that buys Cale precious seconds, but it comes at a steep price. Her heavy thud to the ground, surrounded by sparks and the fading glow of the console, marks her ultimate stand. The metallic clang of weapons dropping to the floor is a mournful sound. The cost of this war is mounting, a grim reminder of the sacrifices needed to fight back against corporate tyranny. Man, this movie really doesn't pull its punches, does it? Cale finally bursts into the main AI core chamber. It's a cathedral of technology, a massive pulsating structure that glows with an eerie, rhythmic hum. The air crackles with latent energy, the sheer scale of the AI almost overwhelming. Data streams ripple across its surface, a visual representation of the billions of lives it now controls. This isn't just a machine, it feels alive, a digital god. The soft thrum, thrum, thrum of the core fills the silence, an almost hypnotic rhythm that underscores the immense power Cale is facing. He stares at it, a singular man against an intelligence that could decide the fate of humanity. The metallic whine of the cooling systems adds to the oppressive atmosphere. It's a truly awe-inspiring and terrifying sight. There's no time for a subtle hack, no time for elegant code. Cale resorts to brute force and desperate improvisation. He tears open access panels with a metallic RIP, exposing a tangled mess of wires and conduits. With frantic urgency, he begins hot wiring, manually crossing circuits, the sharp crackle of electricity and showers of sparks filling the chamber. The AI core reacts violently, its hum deepening into a distressed growl, data streams flickering erratically. Its automated defenses, a new wave of agile spider drones, scurry out of hidden compartments, their metallic legs clattering against the floor. Cale works under immense pressure, the heat from the core building, the air thick with ozone. He's literally wrestling with a god, using nothing but his bare hands and a lifetime of jury-rigging expertise. It's not pretty, but it's effective. A desperate act of sabotage. The spider drones, designed for close-quarters combat, are a nightmare. Their metallic scuttle echoes around the chamber as they leap and cling, trying to burrow into Kale. He fends them off with desperate swings and kicks, the metallic clang of his boots against their chitinous plating echoing loudly. He's splitting his focus, one hand tearing out wires, the other swatting away the buzzing, snapping threats. One drone manages to latch onto his leg, its sharp pincers digging in, and Kale lets out a grunt of pain as he violently rips it off, sending it sparking across the floor. The air fills with a constant whirring and buzzing of the machines, a frenetic symphony of metallic death. This isn't just a fight, it's a desperate attempt to survive long enough to save the world, one twitchy robot at a time. Reminds me of trying to catch that last fly in my apartment. Infuriating. With one final desperate surge of strength, Kyle drives his combat knife deep into a critical junction within the core, twisting it with a defiant roar. The AI's rhythmic hum transforms into a guttural scream, a digital death throw that vibrates through the entire building. The core shatters, not with an explosion, but a magnificent implosion, sucking inward with a deafening crack, pulling light and air into its dying vortex. Millions of glittering shards spray outwards before vanishing into nothingness. The entire chamber begins to destabilize, walls groaning and lights flickering wildly. Kyle, knowing he has mere seconds, sprints towards the exit, the heavy thump, thump, thump of his heart echoing in his ears as the building literally rips itself apart around him. It's the kind of dramatic, world-saving moment that truly earns its Havoc title. The Omnicorp Tower, now a crippled monument to corporate greed, begins its slow, agonizing collapse. Steel groans, glass shatters with ear-splitting crashes, and dust plumes erupt from every floor. Kale, having barely made it out of the core chamber, finds himself at a gaping hole in the building's side. With a leap of faith that would make a stuntman nervous, he launches himself into the void, grappling onto a plummeting piece of metallic debris. The wind howls past him, the chaotic symphony of the tower's demise roaring in his ears. He slides down the wreckage, his hands burning from the friction, debris raining down around him with metallic clangs and scrapes. This isn't flying, it's falling with style and a desperate prayer that whatever he's clinging to doesn't decide to disintegrate into tiny, Kale-unfriendly pieces. The ground rushes up, a dizzying blur of lights and impending impact. It's truly a free-fall into, well, more havoc. Miraculously, or perhaps because he's our protagonist, Kale crash lands hard in the rain-soaked streets below, amidst the twisted metal and shattered glass that was once Omnicorp Tower. The heavy thud of his body against the asphalt, followed by the metallic crunch of the debris he landed on, is almost muted by the ongoing rain. He pulls himself from the wreckage, groaning, every bone protesting, his body a canvas of bruises and scrapes. The rain washes over him, a cold, cleansing torrent. He surveys the ruins, the towering inferno slowly dying down, leaving behind a stark, skeletal reminder of corporate hubris. The silence that follows the roaring destruction is deafening, punctuated only by the soft drip, drip, drip of rainwater. He's done it. The world is safe, for now, but the cost. The cost is palpable. It's the kind of triumph that feels less like a victory parade and more like a very, very long nap. Or maybe a really good hot bath. As Kale lies amidst the ruins, the relentless rain finally ceases. Above, the dark, bruised clouds begin to part, revealing a sliver of clear sky and the first hesitant rays of dawn. It's a symbolic image, the breaking of a new day after the long, dark night of corporate oppression. He looks up, his face streaked with dirt and rain, a flicker of something almost akin to hope in his weary eyes. The city, though scarred, still breathes. The metallic groan of the damaged infrastructure in the distance serves as a reminder of what was lost, but the quiet chirping of unseen birds signals life's resilience. It's a reminder that even after the deepest havoc, there's always a chance for reconstruction, for rebuilding, and perhaps for a better future, one where people aren't non-essential. The metallic smell of ozone and damp earth mixes with the fresh scent of dawn. It's a poignant, hard-won piece. Weeks later, the city is a testament to resilience. Construction drones buzz with a renewed, benevolent purpose, replacing the menacing whir of Chimera. Kale, a little less bruised but still bearing the marks of battle, watches from a rooftop as humanity begins the slow, arduous process of rebuilding. Not just structures, but trust and community. The quiet hum of the city, no longer oppressive, feels like a heartbeat. He's a changed man, his solitary existence forever altered by the connections forged in fire. He knows the fight for true freedom is never ending, but for now, the future holds a fragile yet precious hope, the metallic scent of fresh construction. And verdant life, finally reclaiming the urban jungle, fills the air. It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, light can pierce through, and that sometimes the greatest heroes are those who simply refuse to give up, no matter the odds. It's a hopeful, poignant end to a story filled with so much. Havoc. What a journey, right? It leaves you thinking about what truly matters.
Get the fuck in!
You near any cops right now?
I said freeze! Let him...
Did you understand me? Yeah, all right, good. Now, you don't know the You were winning. We're winning. And did he kill Troy Fong? Then I come riding in the unicorn all the way. Do better. Give me something better.